So coming up on your last game, what's going through your head? What's kind of the emotions involved?
I'm just trying to take every day, one day at a time. You know, I love this team, and it just sucks that it's coming to an end. But like I said, I'm going to take every day and cherish every moment.
How do you feel getting invited to the Senior Bowl?
It felt great. I mean, it was something I was working for since the end of last year. I knew that that's the biggest all-star game for college seniors, and I just wanted to make sure I got in it, and I did. And I just thank God and family and everything, and my teammates and my coaches for everything. So I just thank everybody for allowing me to get to that game.
What will playing in that game do for you?
Oh, that game is huge for me. I mean, I didn't have the numbers that I expected to have this year, but I feel like I still played well. But I just know that I'm still kind of under the radar a little bit. So I know that if I go there and do what I do, I just raise my draft stock.
And NFL scouts show up there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, GMs, NFL scouts, coaches, everything.
Are you the only one on the team who's got invited to Senior Bowl?
I know AB just got invited, but that's all that I know of right now. But I would expect Cassius or somebody else to be in there with us.
For a lot of the underclassmen, this is a time where they're building for next year. For you, for the seniors, what does it mean these last kind of couple of weeks?
I think for seniors, I mean, it's just a time to reflect. I mean, it's a time to just think back of your whole career, like what you've been through, the hard work you've put in. I mean, because you know that these are the last couple of weeks, so you just want to cherish every moment. And it's also time to get better and get ready just to get a head start on training and things like that, especially if you're a guy that wants to pursue an NFL career.
As it relates to the NFL, they'll be able to look at every play you did, every snap, but going to an All-Star Bowl game, what can you show them that maybe they wouldn't have seen on tape?
Just maybe just my ability to make plays. I mean, just on one-on-one coverage. I mean, especially because, you know, you're going to do one-on-ones there a lot of the time because they want to see what you can do against press man and things like that. So that's the thing I think, the main thing I'm going to be focused on when I go out there is to win all my one-on-one battles.
Take me back to when you were recruited here in that mindset. You know, Jim just signed an extension which tells all the recruits here the program's here to stay. And all of a sudden, Mack Brown gets fired, and all of a sudden they're throwing his name out. Would that concern you as a recruit?
As a recruit, yeah, definitely. I mean, it's something as a recruit, probably not as a player, but as a recruit, when you're in high school, it's something that concerns you, especially if you love the coach and like Jim Moore. I know all the recruits love Jim Moore, so I mean, just that probably does affect. But as players, we know what he's told us and things like that, and he's a man of his word, and we love him. So we just glad that he stayed here and he kept his word.
Yeah, what was that for you to know, kind of being a Bruin at heart the rest of your life, to know that you were part of this turning of the program, so to speak?
Oh yeah, I mean, just being a part of these last 2 years, just taking us from where we were, because I was here 2 years ago when we weren't so good, and just to see Coach Moore coming here and the rest of the staff come in and change, it's been a blessing, and I'm just going to just miss everything about it.
Devin won the Most Improved Player on Offense award. How do you think his improvement over this season has been? Seems like he's kind of got his confidence last few weeks or so.
Definitely. I mean, ever since he got that touchdown, I mean, his confidence has been sky high. Cause I remember we just be in the room talking like, man, he'd be like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna ever score a touchdown. I'm like, man, just keep working, it's gonna come. And once it comes, your confidence gonna go up and it's gonna come in bunches. And then he scored again the next week. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it's a great thing to see, and to know that I had a little part in that is just a great feeling.
Do you try to keep his confidence up, I guess, in those situations when he comes to you?
Yeah, definitely. I always just try to keep him positive and just tell him like what he should do or what he can't do, things like that. And sometimes I have to be hard on him and tell him the truth and just tell him like, look, you can't do this or you can't do that. And he understands that, and that's why I just love him like a brother.
Do you think maybe he's matured a little bit in that way this year?
Oh, definitely. I mean, you see, he's not as outspoken as he used to be. Always trying to be flashy and call attention to himself. That's one of the things I told him he didn't have to do, and that's the main thing I've seen in him. Is he's just more low key. He still does his thing, but he just doesn't have to tell everybody about it.
We don't want him to be too low key.
Definitely. I mean, he's still going to go out there and make plays. I'm just saying he's just not going to be the one jumping around and getting all in the fans' face during practice. You know.
Was he pretty frustrated until he finally broke through with his first touchdown?
Oh, definitely. I mean, he was getting a little frustrated. Just being a young guy. I mean, I understand. I was in that point one time where I was like, man, am I ever going to score? And then it just came, and then it started coming. So I mean, his confidence wavering a little bit, but when he got that touchdown, I mean, it just went right back up to where Devin's confidence always is.
It's harder in this offense too. Same sort of reason why you have to show something at the Senior Bowl, that you guys don't necessarily get that many opportunities.
Yeah, it's definitely hard in this offense. I mean, because the fact that we have so much talent and it's the way the offense is. I mean, because we're no huddle, so we can't always put people in certain positions to give them a matchup problems. So I mean, it's hard to get a lot of passes. But I mean, like we just do what we can do with the ball when we do get it, and we make plays when we do get the ball.
Do you have an idea kind of where your draft stock is at this point, or?
I mean, I don't have. I have a little idea. I mean, I've heard 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 4 to 6, things like that. But like I said, I'm gonna use the Senior Bowl to just raise my draft stock. I believe I can be somewhere in between that 2 to 3 range, and that's my goal when I go to the Senior Bowl.
Thanks.